The bonnet crew walk in. Loud, obnoxious, the kids are everywhere.
Black fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made.
Black
fatigue. The new word for this year. Something to distract us once again. Hooray.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there.
See, you got black people and then you got niggas, alright? It's a big difference. And most black people, we know the difference. It ain't even a conversation we have all had. It ain't like a meeting that we came together and had together. Like,
yeah, I've heard this a million times, buddy.
hey man, alright, so it's the black folk and then it's the niggas. We need to figure out how to get them niggas, alright? We need to get them up out of here. We ain't even had that conversation. We just know it when we see it. Cause some of us are reformed niggas. See, black folk.
Yeah.
Folks live a common life, you know, job, kids, dog, you know. We abide by the rules. But then you had the niggas, and that's where you get a lot of your ignorance from. The loudmouths, people that always want to play victim but don't want to fix their own circumstance. Black people are now getting online and they're talking about,
yeah, that victim mentality, crazy. Don't want to do anything but complain. Don't fight for anything, just complain. That's all they do, man.
black fatigue because they are tired of.
Do this 7 minutes a day until May 19th. We start this Monday. In 1 week, you'll feel better. In 2 weeks, you...
That's one weird-ass commercial, man. But it should work out.
You look better.
Niggas.
Black fatigue is a thing. Newsflash. White people don't want to live around ratchet black people. And black people don't want to live around ratchet black people. I mean, it's nothing like going to the Walmart on a Sunday morning and then you see the bonnet crew walk in. Loud, obnoxious.
Yeah, I've seen that. But, well, yeah, I've seen the bonnet crew, but not the loud part, just the bonnet crew.
Kids are everywhere, in every aisle, unattended. And that's anywhere you go. No matter what. They're highly emotional, highly sensitive. You can't say nothing. You can't even smile and hold the door for them because they'll look at you like you're crazy. And always the victim of something. Either you stepped on a shoe, you looked at them wrong, you told them good morning. They're never happy, they're never satisfied.
Never experienced the hatred for a good morning, though. Maybe that's just a Black America thing, I'm not sure. But here, you can say good morning and get at least a head nod or something.
And you wonder why normal, good black people move out of the hood as soon as they start getting successful. I was one of those black people that said, man, if I made some money, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna buy up this, buy up that. I'm gonna support the community. As soon as I got my money, I got the fuck up out of there because they don't know.
Yeah. I get that.
How to appreciate good shit. And my suburban kids don't need to be dealing with that bullshit. Crab in a barrel mentality. Never take account of.
Crab in a barrel, man. That's everybody, though. No one wants to see anyone get on top. And I mean, no one.
Ability for nothing. So yeah, black fatigue is a thing. And I'll tell you, a lot of people are fucking tired. They're tired of dealing with these kind of people on a daily basis. I mean, I get anxiety when I walk inside of a mall nowadays. I mean, because you got these YNs running around and they don't respect nothing. So I don't care what anybody says. White America is tired of you, and we are too.
Alright, so before you get offended.
Nah, I wouldn't be offended by that. I could see his point.
Or call him my Uncle Tom or something like that. Ask yourself, like, why do black people get some money and their first plan is to get away from black people? Like, why is that? Like, have you ever sat around and asked yourself, like, what?
Because you have to be around people on your level. That's really the reason. So if you're in a place that's known for badness, you need to get around a place that's more calm and more your speed. Since you have money now, and they are poor, then they'll want to take your money. So you gotta move out.
Why is that? And because I personally always think about that, like, dang, it's like our first goal as black people is to go somewhere there's less black people, but then we get mad when other people don't really want to be around a whole bunch of black people. Now, this may be just my accountability trying to like figure it out in my head, because you know, you're never offended when you ask yourself a question. It only becomes offensive when you put it on the internet and other people give their opinions on it. But you're allowed to question things yourself, you know that, right? You don't have to run with the narratives that everybody else is thinking. Crabs in a bucket mentality. I think the craziest thing about the hood, and the reason why I keep saying the hood, is because I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and here in Atlanta, it's a lot of black excellence. Like, I'm around so many great black people like that are doing great things with their lives. My neighborhood is full of black people. I mean, men that work honest jobs. It's not a ratchet neighborhood. So I know that this is not an all black people thing. Like, all black people are not ghetto. All black people are not loud. But when
Exactly. Make sure that you people understand that not all black people are that way, because you guys get kind of crazy when you see a few black people doing madness.
When I leave Atlanta and I'm just traveling through a city, I don't see any of my people until I go to the hood. And when I say the hood, I mean the low income areas. So the craziest part about the low income areas, they usually have the lowest rents in the city. And I've always thought about this. Just because the rents are low or there's low income in the area does not mean this has to be a dangerous neighborhood. It can actually be cheap luxury if the people that are in the neighborhoods treated it as such. The only way to do that is for the people in the hood to hold each other accountable for what we're not doing around here.
But you have to understand that that's not going to happen. For one, I'm thinking humans are just naturally, jealous or something of other people's success. So once one person is successful, you're going to have people that want to bring them down. And yeah, you also have to think about this. Whoever is in power only picks a certain amount of people to be successful, let alone black people, which is even less. So when they see that you were picked, maybe they figured, okay, he's picked, therefore I have a lesser chance of becoming successful, therefore they look at you and, want to bring you down. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure. Just a thought.
Here, just because it's cheap around here, that doesn't mean we have to follow a certain level of culture or character just because this is the cheap side of town. Somebody wants to point the finger at the white man, and by all means, I understand we definitely have been dealt a different hand. But at what point in time do we hold each other accountable? Because why is there some people that make it out of the hood, they do something great with themselves, but then there's other people that are in the hood that is still pointing the finger saying, yeah, but them. The reason
human beings are born with different capabilities. Therefore, everyone cannot be the same. Therefore, there's smart people, there's dumb people, there's strong people, there's weak people. To an extent, there's smart people as well. Did I say smart already? Well, whatever. So yeah, it's random. It's a random thing. So you might have a smart person who is afraid to be successful because his peers are dumb. Then you might have a dumb person who works a lot, works really hard, but doesn't know how to keep the money. You have a bunch of random people with random gifts that makes life complicated, which means ain't no way everyone is going to come together. You might have a few people that come together, but that's about it. Maybe like 5 people or so.
The reason why I'm going through this is because somebody else has control over my circumstance, but somebody in your same circumstance was able to make it out of it. So while we can argue and say, yes, there are system issues, but what needs to be fixed are the cultural issues as well. And that starts with accountability.
They're calling it black fatigue, but what you really mean is I'm tired of loving wounded black people. You can just say that part with your chest. That's what you wanted to say. You're not tired because we're toxic. You're tired because your love had conditions. Yours. You didn't come to heal, you came to curate. You came to save a version of black society that was already fixed and no one praised you for it. And when we didn't...
That's some facts right there, but we can't just keep thinking that these so-called damaged people will ever change. It's a part of life. You got some damaged people, you got some non-damaged people. What you expect us to just completely focus on these damaged people for like eternity? Eventually, you just have to just say, I don't really want to curse right now, so yeah.
Perform your healing fantasy, you called it draining. This archetype always shows up during collapse, the one that confuses proximity with pain and with proof that they're better than it, right? They have proof that they're better than it. That's how they see it, right? But you have to understand that you're not above the wound just because you narrate it from a distance. You're just protecting your image in the mirror while the rest of us are still trying to stitch it back together. You didn't transcend us. You abandoned us. Real black love doesn't tap out when it gets loud. It doesn't leave when the wounds resurface. It metabolizes. It listens longer. It doesn't call the hood low vibrational just because it got a better...
Man, there's always a guy like this in every generation saying the same thing and nothing is changing. What the heck?
Better apartment. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. And some of y'all don't have love for us. And that's cool. That's what I'm trying to get it at. It's cool, but I need you to know that the left is something you can get over. You could. Right? And if you really tired, rest. Right? If you're actually tired. But don't call that healing, that's retreat. Because this ain't fatigue. It's spiritual gentrification we're watching. And these are spiritually gentrified people. You're not leaving because you're broken. You're leaving because our brokenness didn't fit your aesthetic anymore. And I need you to hear me clearly. We are not your inconvenience. Okay? We're not. We are your mirror. And if you truly heal, you'll still be here with us, not above us. Right? So I...
First of all, I'm not above anyone. I think all people are messed up. So I'm not with those people who are like, let's move to the places where there is non-black people. I'm like, people are messed up anywhere you go. It's just that they focus on our struggles, the black struggle more than any other struggle. But every race has their problems. Believe me when I say this. I've been around different types of races of people, and every race has their problems. Trust me.
Get it, right? This is one thing I think is absolutely true. You do not have to like every black space, but don't ever use fatigue as an excuse to stop loving the ones who never had that option to leave.
When it comes to video creation, every detail matters. I go to artlist.io for music that matches my vision.
Just stupid shit.
So here's the thing about what that brother just said. See, the word fatigue is more so saying I'm tired. It's not saying I don't love you anymore. It's kind of like having two kids. One kid is always bringing home good grades. The other kid is always getting phone calls called home from the teacher. You're fatigued character of that second kid. I want you to get your act together. And it's not about you guys being in the hood. It's not about people being in the hood. I still have family in the hood. And so it's not about I'm looking down upon those that are in the hood. No, I'm looking down upon...
I don't know what this guy's talking about, but people are looking down at people. Come on, man. Don't play this game. Maybe you are like that. But most people, when they say that, they're looking down.
The people that have bad character that is still in the hood, or the people that have bad character that's just in culture. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I moved to Georgia back in 2011, 2010, and I wasn't living in the hood, but I was around more black people than I was when I was in New York. And I realized it's a cultural thing. So it's not so much about the placement of the people, it's fixing the understanding of what being black is. For too many people, they see being black as what they see in the music videos. They follow their favorite rapper instead of looking up to their black mayor or their black lawyers in the neighborhood. Because what is publicized is our...
True. Never ever focus on they never ever focus on the, you know, teachers and the ones who change the environment. They always focus on the musicians and the sports stars. But we've all heard that before. Every generation. So what's new, right?
We're rappers, our crime, and then we rap and talk about the crime. Now somebody will say, yeah, but you know, the white man is the one that's promoting that music. Yeah, but we're the ones that's listening to that music. We don't live in a day and time where we are forced to think a certain type of way. We can wake up and say, wait a minute, I'm not going to keep playing the same game that has been getting played on me. At any moment, we can wake up and say that. But that takes a level of accountability for us to look at our fellow.
He's right about that. But really give up our music when it sounds like so good? I mean, there are people that rap about good things, but they're just not as good for some strange reason. It's just weird. I'm not sure if it's the lyrics or I don't know what it is. Some kind of magical thing. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, we should do something about that. Stop listening to that type of music. But it's just, it's not even like, it's just good. I don't know what it is, man. It's not even the lyrics. It's like the beat, the vibe. I don't know why people can't just like imitate the vibe and the flow without saying the messed up words that are in the lyrics. And then we'll have some good music. But then again, we're already so used to that type of music that it's going to be difficult to completely get rid of it. Or when that beat comes on and you just remember your nostalgia kicks in, it's done. You'll be back on that music in no time. But for the younger people, I guess he could do it for them, but how many people are going to do that?
Man and say, yo, we're not doing that over here. We're not rapping about stuff like that. Anytime I listen to a song and it's talking about killing niggas and stuff like that, I'm like, why are we talking about hurting each other? I don't get that. Like, I see black people, I see that as we playing on the same team. So why are we sitting here talking about how we're going to steal the basketball from our teammate? Why are we talking about how we're going to tackle our teammate? Why are we sitting here talking about how we want to take out our teammate? Not saying we should try to do that to anybody else, but why? If you're going to...
You know why they don't make the lyrics. They're just forced to do it because of who is in charge. Let's not play games, man.
To do it, why are you talking about doing it to people that look just like you? When I see people protesting about police brutality, and I completely get it, a lot of these situations are sad, but you know what situations are a lot sadder? The situations that I see these black brothers committing against other black brothers. Because believe it or not, that happens a lot more than police brutality, if we're gonna be honest. But as long as that crime is put on a beat, it's cool. We'll turn the blind eye to it. That's the accountability that I think black people are tired of. It's not that we're looking down on our fellow man. It's just that we're saying, get up.
No, most people are definitely looking down. Trust me.
Stop saying that talking proper is talking white. To say talking proper is to talk white is to say that to talk black is to not talk right. Like anytime somebody...
Totally agree.
Enhances their vernacular, now they're trying to talk white. Now they're whitewashed. But nobody else is saying that but us, to ourselves, holding us back from the growth that our culture really needs. But instead, we rather be offended.
Black fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made. There's a growing sentiment, most recently, of individuals who are proclaiming they do have black fatigue. And you don't have to be a non-black person to have black fatigue. What does that phrase actually mean? Essentially, black fatigue is a growing weariness of the actions of the quote-unquote black community. But it goes deeper than that, because we are in 2025 now, and we are being judged based on the content of our character and not the color of our skin. But the interesting part is really, with just the content of our character is being judged? Nah, we're still judged by the color of our skin. Don't play those games, sir. That never goes away. It's there on the subconscious level right now. But I've seen enough of this video. I get the point. Black fatigue, yeah. Just another one of those videos talking about same thing over and over. Every generation there's a new thing to complain about black people. Da di da di da, whoop de doo. Peace.